The boogie on the mic, let it bounce like the lane. Let's talk hoops, every topic feeling heavier than chains. From the hardwood headlines to the off-court news. If it's shaking
Yo, what's happening? Hey, sorry I've been away for a while, man. But like I always tell you, man, sometimes life takes over. So today's episode is a little special, man. I've been on this to Conte, man. That's another hit by Wingfield, man. I told you I had a few, so I'm just gonna ride with him, man. He owed me a few more. But these are his tracks are nice, man. Real nice, real nice. So shout out Wing, I appreciate you, man. Those are tough. No, today I'd like to dedicate today's show to the Bernard family. It's a little tough. Great people. They lost their dad a couple of weeks ago, man. Great guy. Really solid. So shout out to Mikey, Rudy, Jack. Shout out to Pops. Great family, man. All right. So let's roll. Man, so since we've been gone, we hit the All-Star weekend. And I ain't gonna lie, man. That was that was a little tough to watch. I don't know the answer or what the fix is. Maybe the game was better. We'll talk about the game. But the Saturday and Friday night, I mean, you got a guy 7'7" who's just out the league. Probably could be in the league playing in the celebrity game, man. It is just kind of ridiculous. So that's a waste on Friday night. I know they sell tickets in the hometown city. That's Friday, I'm sorry. Saturday night, 3-point shootout, decent. Welcome back. Ooh, excuse me, damn, that came out quick. Welcome back, Dame. It was great to see him back on the court. Probably needed it. Guys were good. Book played. Kneppel, shout out. We'll talk about Kneppel more. Solid. Book choked. Had a chance to win it, man, but Dame came through. Tyrese Maxey. So it was decent. 3-point shooting. I think we could always keep that. The dunk contest, I think we just got to nix it, man. I don't think there's an answer to fix it unless you get the Anthony Edwards, the Zion Williamsons, right? You got to get these guys. Let me get Obi Toppin back in there. You got to get these guys in, man. I like Jackson Hayes. I don't even know who the other dancing dunker dude was. I always had a dance after he won it. I couldn't even tell you his name. It's kind of over, man. I don't know if there's unless you just invite the guys that do this for a living, the dunkers. Now, I don't know if you ever watched the show with Shaq that they do on TNT, I think. But these dudes can dunk. Like, they do stuff, man. Mac McClung said he was done. They didn't want to invite him back. So, it's just bad, man. It's bad. So, unless they can get the top guys in the league to come out there and not be afraid, let's just nix it, man. Let's just nix that Saturday night and maybe skip the dunk contest, do the 3-point shootout early, maybe a midday concert, and then let's have the All-Star game. Now, we got the All-Star game right. We got to tweak it a little bit because my old dogs got a little tired. We got to tweak the All-Star game, but I think it worked. The outcome would have been different. A lot of guys were out. The world team was missing Giannis. Joker and Luka only played a little bit. SGA was out. So the world team went 0-2. That wasn't our best world team. I think you get everybody healthy, maybe have a different outcome, but we definitely got some competition, and that's all we wanted, right? We just wanted some competition. The Stars team, I call that the young gun team, right? Those are the young guys, Anthony Edwards, all these young guys. Then we had the world team. So the first game, Cade Cunningham was on the young team. So the first game, the young guys beat the worlds like 37-35 or something like that. Wemby played. Now, Wemby set the tone. Wemby came out and played every possession easily. And it was both of his game. He had like 14 and 19. Ant played solid all around. He ended up getting the MVP. So the world won. They lost the first game. So then the second game was the Stripes, who I call the old guys, the LeBrons, the Kawhis, the KDs, all these cats. They barely beat the Stars. So they beat them the first time, 42-40, right? So remember, these all games going, right? So now the Stripes have to come back and play the world team. So the Stripes now, these are the old guys, they play the world team. They end up beating the world team um, by 3. This is the game where Kawhi went off. Kawhi went for 31 in 12 minutes, man. He looked like the old Kawhi. He looked like the top player in the world right there. So Kawhi goes crazy. So now that's 2 games. So now, due to record, the Stars are 1-1, the World is 0-2, and the Stripes are 2-0. So now the championship is the Stripes, the old guys, versus the Stars, the young guys. Now remember, the Stars, Stripes had already played 2 games. This is their 3rd game in a row. Man, they end up getting blown out 47-21. So my guess is at that point, they're a little tired. They're not giving it their all, right? This is the last part of it. But I thought they would have, and maybe they were just gassed. They would have gave the young guys a little more. But the young guns win. Anthony Edwards gets the MVP. But the first 3 games, the championship wasn't too competitive. It was kind of over early. But the first 3 games were good, man. I think guys were playing. Like Wemby said, I'm going to come out here, I'm going to set the tone and play hard. And he did. And I think Anthony Edwards and the other guys matched that. And Kawhi definitely came out and matched. LeBron played hard. KD played hard, right? Maybe not their hardest, but they played. Like, it was better than what we've probably seen since Kobe last played the All-Star game, right? So they maybe have it right. So now they have to just look at, and it's kind of hard when you do a round robin, right? Somebody's going to get stuck with that 3 games in a row. So maybe you look at the scheduling, maybe a break or something. I don't know. Maybe this is where you get the concert in before the championship. Give us 20 minutes of Chris Brown or 10 minutes of Chris Breezy, and then we go play the championship game, right? Let everybody get their Gatorade, the shots, and then we come to the championship. But thumbs up on that. Another big topic during All-Star Weekend was tanking. So we're at a point in the season, we got about 20 games left. And those teams that are out of it are out of it. They're done, right? You got the Wizards and the team. Hell, I hate to say it, the Bulls and the Suns barely maybe. But you got these teams that are pretty much don't have a shot. So they have to make a decision, right? What are you playing for? And a lot of them are tanking. Like what really stirred this up was Utah. After the Jaren Jackson trade, they sat Lauri Markkanen and Jaren Jackson in the 4th quarter. And again, no injuries, no nothing. They just didn't play him, lost the game. So the NBA fined them $500,000 for tanking. So what did Utah come back and they sit? They paid, of course they paid the fine, but then they go tell Jaren Jackson, you're done for the year. Jaren Jackson was fine before the trade. He wasn't nothing wrong with him. But we've seen this now. He's with AD after the trade. They didn't talk about bringing him back. Him and Trae Young. We won't see them this year in a Wizards uniform because they don't want to win. Zubac over in Indiana. Not going to see him. He done for the year. They want to lose because now they get a good pick. You get Halliburton coming back. You done picked up Zubac. You're in a good position. So what's the answer to make the last month and a half, 2 months of the season where it's just unbearable to watch? So a few things have popped up in regards to how do you fix this? Do you make the seedings or where you end up that dictates your lottery position is at a point in time? And is that point in time right before the All-Star break? So maybe at the end of the trade deadline, or maybe at the trade deadline, or is it at the All-Star break? But if you pick a point in time, it's pros and cons, but it leaves you to a point where you got to play the first half of the season, and where you are. Unless you just a month or 2 into the season, you're like, all right, this team not good, and we just going to start tanking. Then you really going to put yourself in a bad spot with the commissioner. So I think at that point, it sort of alleviates some of it, but I'm guessing you still will have teams that go around and try to tank. Another option is that I heard was, what if you make it an average, maybe a 2-year average of, all right, at the end of the season, what are your total losses over the last 2 years? And then look at it that way, opposed to just taking 1 year. Let's see what it looks like in 2 years. So, the odds are with that scenario, you're not going to be, most teams get a little bit better year over year. Some teams suck all the time. Wizards sucked for a while. But then it's going to change your positioning. So it won't affect you at that point in time at the end of the year, right? So you're going to have, it's going to be predicated on what you did the previous year as well. So just some of the things they're looking at, but you can guarantee that there's going to be some changes going into next year when it comes to the lottery and how things are going to work out. Now, some drastic measures have been get rid of it completely, and then all the guys are free agents, and then that just turns into a money bag, right? The teams with the money are going to win, so that one's very hard, right? So that won't happen, because then this is like the old ABA stuff. And speaking of that, I haven't watched it, but there's an ABA special on Prime with Dr. J talking about the ABA. I heard him talking about it in his he'd had a great interview with All the Smoke with Matt Barnes and Stevie Jackson just premiered late, maybe Thursday. But if you get a chance, check that out. I'm gonna start watching it today. But anyway, so there'll be some changes to the lottery over the next 2 years. You can guarantee that's about to happen. So we just have to keep watch. But so that's about what's happening. Other than that, we're at this point in the season. Now, it's 25 game left. I didn't realize it, but it's the end of February. March, April, we'll be starting playoffs here soon. So what's happening? Like, what do we look at? So after the All-Star break, there were actually a lot. I thought it was only a few, but I went down and looked through what happened after the All-Star break, and we had some games that really going to give us some insight on what these playoffs look like. And I'm going to just run down them because we got more to talk about, and players, MVPs, etc. But what happened over the last week? The Pistons beat the Knicks. Could be an Eastern Conference Finals matchup, right? Cade had 42. Then you got the Knicks over the Rockets. This game, KD had 30. This is more about both of these teams to me I don't know if they're 1 and 2, if they can get to conference finals championships. So them playing each other is like, where do I stand overall? I don't think either one of these teams is going to make the finals, honestly. I don't think either one of them make it. They could, but I don't think they're going to make the conference finals in their respective conferences. I think the Rockets, we'll talk about them, are a little inconsistent, and I feel the same way about the Knicks. Thunder Cavs. This one, could it be an NBA Finals? Possibly. A long shot. I know the Cavs got Harden. I think they're 5-1 with Harden now. They didn't play last night. We're talking about last night's game. But in this game, the Thunder had 7 double-digit scores without SGA. So that's huge. Because guys are getting ready. You don't mind SGA being out at this point in time of the season, because if you saw the game last night, it installs confidence in your 6th, 7th, 8th guys. Like, the starters are the starters, but those 6, 7, and 8 guys that are going to get some quality minutes going into the playoffs, it gives them a little confidence going in, and that's what they're building up. Then you also got to integrate. McCain is there now. He's had some good moments. So they beat the Cavs. Spurs Pistons. Potentially an NBA final. Didn't like what I saw from a Detroit side, and it's probably one of the things. Spurs won this one kind of handedly. Vassell and Wemby 20+ each. Cade went 5 for 26. We talked about the Spurs. Spurs play great defense. They have a lot of bodies to throw at Cade. So what happened with Pistons? Who stepped up? Now, Jalen Duren had a great game. He's a big guy. He's going to do that. But who's going to be that guy on the wing to help them out when Cade needs somebody to create and score points? Is it going to be Tobias Harris? Is Duncan going to be knocking down shots? Duncan can't get open and nobody can penetrate. And, he's not going to do it. He's a spot-up shooter. He needs somebody to make something to draw attention so he can get an open look. So somebody's going to have to step up and play that role for the Pistons. That's probably my only concern with the Pistons. Cavs beat the Knicks. And this is what I talk about the Knicks, man. I think the Cavs are a better team than the Knicks right now with the addition of Harden. I would probably pick them. The bigs are back. They're playing well. I'd probably take the Cavs over the Knicks to go further, potentially making the finals. And then the Pistons Thunder yesterday. Was that yesterday? Yeah, last night. Pistons Thunder. No SGA, no J. Will. The Pistons pulled it out, but it was a dogfight. It was a dogfight for the Pistons to win this game, win in overtime. And then the last one, no, that was Pistons Cavs. I'm sorry. Thunder beat the Pistons the other night. And even Pistons with the Cavs didn't have Harden and Mitchell, and they needed overtime to beat the Pistons. And that's what scares me about the Pistons. They play great defense. Isaiah Stewart will be back. But can Cade get some help scoring outside of Jalen Durham from the wing? And then the premier game of last night, which was a great game if you didn't see it, the Nuggets and the Nuggets Thunder overtime, kind of a balanced matchup. Joker's back, SGA is back. There was no Jay Will, no Aaron Gordon. SGA had 36. Caruso is a difference maker on this team, man. The defensive plays he made last night were changed the game. But Denver had their own set of stops that kept them going. Chet had 39. Joker had a 23, 17, and 14. Here's what scares me about Denver. Cam Johnson. He is not giving you the productivity that MPJ was giving you. He has not done it all year. He doesn't look like he's figured out his role. It's coming to the playoffs time. They got to figure it out or they're going to play on 4-on-5. Bron is back. Bron had 20-something last night. We know that Stroud has been playing well. So the bench is there, but I need Cam Johnson. I need more out of Cam Johnson if this Nuggets team is truly going to make a championship run. So with that said, let's talk a little bit about what we look like now. I know in the past we go to 1 through 5, but it's only a few teams that are contenders now. We're at that point in the season where you got contenders and pretenders. So when I look at the East, Detroit, I feel they're going to win the East. I think they'll win the Eastern Conference. I think they're going to have some dogfight series where Cade is going to have to be the MVP and put this team on his back in order to win. And again, to me, it revolves around who's going to help him facilitate that team when he's on the court, or if he gets in foul trouble or they start double teaming him, who's going to be the guy that helps out. Boston is still scary, man. They had a night the other night. They shot 60% from the field. Boston is a team that if they go on a run, their scoring efficiency, they'll win. They play enough defense. They're in the top 10 in both. Their defense is good enough that they can maintain, but their offense is scary. Now, they had a game previously in the last couple of weeks where if they shoot the ball terribly, they're going to lose. No ifs, ands, and buts about it. That's what they rely on, shooting. But if they're shooting well in a 7-game series, you almost have to take them. And I probably like Detroit and Boston in the conference finals. And then there's also sitting out in the back, is Tatum going to come back and play? Now, I'd rather him just ride it out, but I get it. They do have a shot. I don't think maybe with Tatum, can they beat Denver? Can they beat OKC? Possibly. That would be my only thing. If that organization feels that if we put Tatum out there, we have a shot to go win it all, then you may have to do it. If everything has to be covered, right? He has to be 120% good to go. I want all doctors signed off. No risk. This has to be a no risk situation. This can't be he's 80% ready to go and we're going to throw him on the court. No, he has to be 120% ready. And then we're going to take a shot at this whole thing. Like I said, the Knicks, I'm just not sold on them. They didn't make any big moves. I like Alvarado being there. He definitely gives them a boost. He makes them a little better. But I don't think that was enough to put them as a number 1, 2 contender for me. Like I said, I think when it comes to that, if anybody can shock this whole thing would be the Cavs. And as crazy as I don't like Harden, I don't think he's the winning piece. But he can still play. He can so you think about this. What's the difference between Detroit and Cleveland? They have 2 guys that can do anything they want on the court. That's the difference. And now they have the 2 bigs. I was very big on the big guys last year, and they let me down. Maybe Harden gets the most out of them with Spider. So we'll see. But I'm still liking Detroit coming out. The rest, not contenders. I think they'll win some playoff games. Toronto, Philly. The only team that I really would love to see go far, and they're on now. They're up. I think Brandon Miller got 26. Charlotte's playing now. This team, with the lineup they have, Diabate, Miles Bridges, Canepo, Melo, and Brandon Miller, they're like 15-2 right now. And I know I've been bragging on them. I love them. I think they're fun to watch, but this is the team that could shock somebody in the playoffs, that could really knock out somebody that shouldn't be, because they're sort of like a faster Boston. They just score in volumes and they go on these big spurts and there's nothing you can do, and they play defense. So other than that, that's what I see in the East. Like I say, Charlotte's a spoiler. I think Detroit's the favorite, and I think the Cavs are the sleeper that could come in and take the East. When you go out west, it's getting real interesting. The Spurs have won 11-0. OKC has a 2-game lead. They held it down. SGA is back. So let's see how they finish off the season. They had a great start, went 24-1. Then they had this period where they were playing maybe 500, 600 basketball. Still lead the league in point differential. You got to get Jay Will back now. SGA is back. Jay Will is out. So maybe in the next week or so, he's back. They finish the season healthy, and they go on a great run. Can they widen that gap between the Spurs? Like I said, Spurs 11 in a row. They look good, man. Now, I know people are saying they're young, they're inexperienced, but guess what? You got to start somewhere. So is OKC. You got to start somewhere. And they have Wemby. Wemby's hungry, man. Wemby wants it. He could do just enough to get this team another chip, man, back down there in San Antonio. Denver, healthy. Got to get healthy. We need to get Aaron Gordon back, man. You remember Aaron Gordon started the season off crazy hot. Need him back. Jamal Murray's been healthy all season. First, got an all-star bid. Joker is a joker, averaging a triple-double right now again. Arguably the best guy in basketball. We'll talk about the MVP race in the 65 games. But I want to see Denver get healthy, and I need a little bit more out of Cam Johnson. I think that's the key for Denver to take it all. So those three things are to me are the favorite. In that order. On the outside looking in are the Rockets. I think the Rockets just, this point guard by committee is not working, at least their inconsistency. I think next year when Fred gets back, you might see a different team. But they're just inconsistent. They lost to the Hornets. They lost to the Clippers. Then they go beat the Thunder. Like, I need you to win those games you're supposed to win. You close up gap with those wins. The rest of the teams, not contenders. Minnesota potentially would knock somebody out in the first round that they shouldn't because of Anthony Edwards and Randall. All right, you got a all defensive playing Gobert, but they're not a championship team right now. I don't know what would make them there. AO there, shout out, the Bulls. We lost AO, but AO has been playing very well there. But I'm not sure they just have the right mix. Had Giannis made it there, probably. The Lakers, just absolutely atrocity, just atrocious defense. They're terrible. They don't play defense. Luka hogs the ball too much. We knew what was going to happen. You got three guys that dribble, pass, or shoot. You don't have any fluidity to the offense, and I think that would be their downfall in the playoffs. Like, they'll win some games because Luka's going to go for 40. LeBron's going to have a great game here and there, but they're not a championship team. The rest of these guys, Golden State's done. Steph's been out for a while. Portland, average team. The Clippers were on a run. I might have taken them the way they were playing, but then they went and cleaned house. So the Clippers are done. I don't know what they're going to do down there. So that's it for the West. Everybody else is playing and tanking for the lottery. So when we're all said and done, I think the last few weeks are going to be very interesting in the West because there's only a 2-game lead for OKC. The Spurs, they continue this run. They can easily catch up. Every loss, they keep going. 1 to 2 games is not a lot. That's a week's worth of work. You can be tied up. And Denver's knocking on the door. I think they're 5 games out. But that's fine for positioning. Denver at 3 is okay. They can still get to the finals. So that's how I see the West right now. Now let's talk a little bit about the MVP race, the best player. This is going to turn out to it could potentially get real ugly and be one of the worst. I'm not going to say worse, but you almost may have to give it an asterisk. Because there's a world where K walks away with this MVP by default because nobody qualifies. As of today, the Joker can only miss 1 more game. Wemby can miss 3. Luka can miss 4. SGA can only miss 6. So you're really tight. Like, something goes wrong. All these guys are ineligible. And when I look at my top 5, I got SGA as 1. He got a little. He has some leeway. 6 games is kind of a lot coming out. 6 out of the last 20, long as he stays healthy. Joker can. Like, Joker, a twisted ankle and he misses a game. That's it. He's out of contention. And I'd probably say he's 1B, SGA is 1A. That's how close. I think it's very close between the two. And Cade's third to me. Cade's third in my book. I got Jaylen Brown fourth, averaging 29, 7, and 5, shooting 48% for the Celtics. And I got Luka's leading the league in scoring at 33, but I got him 5. And I got Anthony Edwards at 6, kind of knocking on the door. So it'll be interesting how they do this. And don't forget, we've already lost. Giannis is not eligible for any awards. Steph is not eligible. LeBron, and I'm saying Austin Reeves because it's a contract year. So, and he was playing well. Could he have been all NBA? Maybe not, but his numbers were great to help his contract talks. So let's keep watching, man. It'll be interesting. You know, if K gets it, not undeserving, but it's definitely it's going to open up the conversation. Is 65 the right number? And should we look at something different, right? So we'll see. Rookie of the Year. This is a 2-man race now. And now this one comes out also because Flag could be ineligible. He has 8 games. He can only miss 8 more games. He's missed a lot of February with a toe problem. Right now, I got Kneppel, and I think he's going off tonight. No, he only has 5 right now. He's kind of struggling today. But Kneppel's at 19.4, but over the last week, fastest rookie to 100 threes early in the season. Now he's set the record for most threes by a rookie at 207, and we got 20 games left. And at the clip he's shooting, he could very well get that number close to 300. The last 3 games, 28, 21, 28, 33. He's borderline 50, 50, 90 shooting. The kid's shooting about 50% from the three-point line right now. So, and his team is in they very well can make the playoffs. They're sitting at 10 right now, so they're going to be in the play-in game. So right now he has the edge. Coop's been out. Coop's missed the last 6 or 7 games, but he's averaging 26 and 4. For the month of February, he's averaging 27, but over the last 6 games, he was averaging 32 points a game, including 49-point game. Availability. If he comes back, it's going to be a very close race. You may have to look at how Kneppel's doing for the Hornets as a team, but this is going to be the closest we've seen probably since that Grant Hill, Jason Kidd, and I always say Glenn Robinson because it should have been his. It shouldn't have been a tie. He was the leading rookie scorer, and I think Milwaukee was a better team at the time. But anyway, they didn't like Big Dog. But that's another conversation. Shout out to Glenn Robinson, Gary's finest. But you look at this rookie class. I know everybody's talking about this next year's class, but this class is not shabby. You got 12 guys averaging over 10 points a game. You got 16 guys averaging 22 minutes or more as rookies. So this class you got contributors right now. And then we got some studs, right? VJ is a stud. Cedric Coward. Dylan Harper, even though he doesn't start, he plays a lot. He gets crucial minutes. You got Queen. You got Fears. Ace Bailey's coming around. Like this, Caleb Love. This rookie class is talented. So I think the league is in a good place. But the race is going to come down to these 2 guys. So we'll see what happens. But that's it. So, hey, that's it for today. Like I said, right now, wrapping up the Charlotte Hornets-Portland game. I think in the next 2:30, I think we got Houston. The Rockets are playing. So, hey, thanks again, man. Again, happy Saturday to everybody, man. Enjoy it. I'm back. We're back in the rotation, man. I'll see you guys next week.